Welcome to 7 Pot Club. I'm Rob.
I grow hot peppers.
Today, we're going to walk the hot pepper path. I apologize that it's been so long between episodes. I'm not yet a full-time YouTube creator, and sometimes other responsibilities get into the way of making videos. I'm really glad to be back with you today. The other day, Kat took a photo and posted it to our social media accounts with the caption, "Walking down the pepper path." That gave me the inspiration to create a video tour of the pepper plants along our front walkway. I know we normally produce very tightly edited videos, so I hope you will forgive the shaky handheld camera work in this episode as I show you some of this year's crop. By the way, have you seen our merch? We have lots of classic, quirky, and clever designs that you can have custom printed on all sorts of apparel, stickers, magnets, and buttons shipped worldwide. If you're watching this during August 2019, everything is on sale through the end of the month. Please check it out at 7pot.club/merch. Now, let's get started.
Let's kick things off with the ornamental plants located next to our front steps. Here's a Chinese 5-color and a couple of corsage-like nosegay. A very colorful Bolivian rainbow. Look at that symphony of shades. And next to that, an ahi pineapple. These have a citrus flavor and moderate heat. I've already harvested and consumed several from this plant, and I'm anxiously waiting for more to ripen. Now, let's move over to the row of ceramic pots that rest on a shelf along the western edge of our ground bed. First, we have another gorgeous Bolivian rainbow. Next to that, ahi Ethiopian fire. It's a very tall plant for its size, and the pods are quite hot and have a tangy flavor that tingles the tongue. Next to that is the Antillaeus 14.5, an African habanero that is very hot for a hab, almost super hot. I came out later and turned around the pot and revealed these ripening beauties. Here's the Kangstar Scarlet Rose. It's Kang's cross of the MOA Scotch Bonnet with Bahamian Goat. It's our first year growing these, excited to see how they taste. Next, Chiltepin, a delicious and very prolific tiny bird pepper. I'll be freezing a lot of these for year-round meal enhancement. Moving on to Big Bang Red, the red version of Big Bang chocolate. These look nasty. And the last pot in the row holds one of my personal favorites, the Peruvian ahi charapita, or little turtle pepper. Now, let's travel down the pepper path. My intent is to focus on the plants along the walkway, but I have to declare my love of Wenck's Yellow Hot and give a posthumous shout out to Eris Wenck, a New Mexican farmer who developed this variety several decades ago. It's kind of like a cross between a banana pepper and a jalapeno, very juicy with thick walls, great in salsa and on sandwiches. This is the very unique Bulgarian carrot. I don't have any ripe ones just now, but they look very much like a carrot, with a really thick skin that gives it a carroty crunch with quite a bit of heat. Here's a 7-pot Mad Balls. I'm not sure who names these. And next to that, a Zimbabwe bird, another African variety and a great producer for such a small plant. King Naga, a very nice ghost variety. Another Chiltepin. Boy, these plants really do pump out the fruit. Next to that, Trinidad Scorpion Maruga Caramel. I love both the color and flavor of these and can't wait for them to start ripening. 7-pot Rennie. Trinidad Scorpion Butch Tea. Kangstar Lemon Starburst, one of several of Kang's varieties I'm growing for the first time this year. Avenir, a very hot and delicious habanero. Limon, a quite citrusy Peruvian pepper with distinctive foliage. Texas Crimson Bonnet, another Kangstar variety. Here's a peach habanero. Antilleas Caribbean, a wonderful habanero that's delicious and very hot. Red Savina, not quite red yet, soon come. This was the Guinness World Record holder back in the 90s. 7-pot SR strain, developed for large-scale cultivation by the Caribbean Agricultural Research and Development Institute, or CARDI. Jelly Bean Habanero, a blue ribbon winner at last year's Minnesota State Fair. Every year you get a few plants that don't seem to want to produce, and this Trinidad Scorpion Moruga Red is one of them. Next to that is another peach habanero. Then a Trinidad Scorpion Moruga chocolate, waiting for the chocolates to come in so I can do a tasting episode. Borgnine Breeder is a variety new to me this year. Something's been ripening on this plant. It's a 7-pot brain strain yellow. Seven-pot peach. Sunrise Scorpion. Trinidad Scorpion Yellow Cardi. I love yellow super hots, so sunny and sweet tasting. Butch X Jonah. Some ripening going on there. And finally, along this row, Bootjalokia Peach.
So, why all the pots? I grow these plants in our smallish front yard because the backyard's just too shady. There's only space in the ground for about 40 plants, so I grow the rest in pots. Because it's a front yard in an urban setting, appearance matters. I don't feel comfortable using buckets from the hardware store or covering the ground in black plastic. I set out dozens of pots to create a colorful and quirky garden display that's pleasing to me and hopefully many of my neighbors as well. I started years ago with ceramic pots, which I love, but they're heavy, hard to store, and just too expensive to buy in bulk. So I started using these lightweight and stackable plastic pots. They come in a variety of sizes and colors. The 10-inch pots are big enough to grow plants that still produce quite a few pods, but small enough at the base to easily fit on ledges and along walkways. I buy a few more every year, and now I have over 100 of them. I also have a smaller number of the larger 12-inch pots.
As we move to the other side of the path, let's take a detour over to the front wall and see what's going on there. These are all larger 12-inch pots along the wall. I don't have good access to all of these from here, but there are Orange Bootjalokia, Bleeding Borgnine, Big Bang Red, and Sunrise Scorpion. Here's one of the organic test reaper plants. And next to that, a chemically fertilized reaper. Here's a Butch T Scorpion loaded with fruit. Butch Tea Scorpion Yellow. I love how they look when they're half ripened. Moruga Chocolate. VV7 Scorpion, developed by the Trinidadian Ministry of Agriculture. A very early and prolific producer, and possibly the hottest pepper in the garden, in my non-scientific opinion. Look at these beautiful brain-strained reds. Now I'll come around to the other side so we can take a look at the test reaper cart in the area of pots I call the extension, as I just started placing pots there last year. This cart holds 8 of the 10 plants that are part of an informal experiment to test the results of the chemically based fertilizer regimen I used last year versus this year's organic protocol using Fishner organic fish manure compost. All of the other pepper plants in the garden have also been nourished with Fishner, and I'm very happy with the results. The honeydew pots are the organic plants, and the blue pots are the chemical. In a couple of weeks, I'll do another comparison video. Peppers are just starting to ripen on the organic plants. And here's a brief look at the chemical plants. Again, more on this soon in another video. Now, we'll take a quick peek into the extension. It's kind of wet back here this morning, so we won't look at the plants in detail. There's an eggplant and some scraggly plants. Here's my pet fly. Okay, now we're back on the path, heading up towards the house. Here's another Zimbabwe bird. Nagamorich, chocolate reaper, Trinidad scorpion yellow cardi, 7-pot bubblegum red, bleeding jigsaw, Starracha pumpkin, Corolla Laranja, cute little nosegay, tiny dwarf chiltepin, 7-pot brain strain red. Not sure what this one is. It's labeled as a Moruga scorpion, but it sure doesn't look like one. This boot jaloki is another plant that's having a hard time getting started. Here's a Cap 524, one of my favorite wild bird peppers. Ahi pineapple. Another Brazilian Corolla Laranja, or orange pearl. Here's a habanero hot lemon. A 7-pot bubblegum, soon to be red. Speaking of red, check out this 7-pot SR strain. Wow, that looks really nasty, in a good way. Here's an Ecuadorian pepper from hell, a Rocoto variety. Can't wait to see how these turn out. Beautiful flowers, but slow to produce fruit. Beautiful little pods on this Ahi Charapita red. Dragon's breath. Second year growing these. You know, nobody knows for sure which pepper is the hottest, but this is definitely in the top tier. Here's Ice Cream Scorpion. That's I Scream Scorpion, a very punny name. Tabasco peppers here. I think I have 2 of these, so might have to sauce them up after they ripen. Jay's Red Ghost Scorpion. 7-pot bubblegum. And oh, another Avenir. The wonderful habanero from Africa. Very hot and tasty. Butch X Jonah Gold, another deadly VV7 Scorpion. Did I say these were hot? They're very hot. Seven Pot Primo Orange. Look at that classic shape. You can get an illustration of this on a t-shirt or other merch at our shop. Antileus Caribbean. And everywhere you look, there's a Parola Laranja. PI 281317 from Trinidad. Now, there's a catchy name. Haven't tried these yet, anxious to see what they're like. Here's a Trinidad Scorpion Moruga Caramel, which means we've reached the end of this row. I'm going to finish the tour with a quick look at the 7-pot cart with 8 different 7-pot varieties. All aboard for the 7-pot Express. 7-pot Douglas Red. 7-pot Orange Yellow, making my mouth water. Pull back these leaves to reveal some nice and plump 7-pot White. 7-pot Shawangus Red. 7-pot Infinity. Defcon 7, which is a 7-pot Brown. 7-pot Brain Strain Yellow. And here's 7-pot Katie. Here's what we harvested after we got done shooting this footage.
If you enjoyed this tour down the pepper path, let us know in the comments. If there's interest, we'll do a follow-up tour of the ground beds and the driveway row of pots that we didn't have time to cover in this video. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel and tap the bell to receive a notification each time we post a new episode. Check out our wide selection of merch at 7pot.club/merch. And for even more 7-Pot Club, follow our daily exploits on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. For 7-Pot Club, I'm Rob.